I am going to run you guys through the basics of learning our Sense platform. So this is Understanding the Sense program, training 1A. To get into Sense, you're going to be defaulting to this window. On the left-hand side, you'll see dashboard, journey, bulk cleanup, analytics, audit, timeline, people, conversations, messages, contacts, meetings, and settings. The things that you're going to focus on the most are journeys and messages. Journeys, so think of journeys as your folder. You're going to create your journey first, and inside your journey is where you're going to house your email, which in Sense, emails are called Touchpoints, and we'll get there in a second. And then messages, when we go down to messages, this is where we house all of the messages that you're sending when you send mass messages through, or text messages through Bullhorn. So you can go back and reread your messages this way. And so here's messages. Yours as a recruiter would be much longer, but this is some of the messages that I have available right now for myself to look at. Now let's go to journeys. So we click back on journeys. If you already have started a journey and you want to search for your journey, you would search for it here. To start a brand new journey, you're going to go over to the right-hand side of your screen, and you're going to say create new journey. And you're going to say create new journey from scratch. And then you're going to go to comes to this page. You're going to select your journey type, either contact or candidate. If you're on the BD team, you're going to select contact. If you're on the candidate team, you're going to select, if you're a recruiter, you're going to select a candidate, because the candidates are doctors. So for now, don't worry about any of these others down here. For now, we're going to select candidate, like we're sending out to doctors, and then we're going to push continue. And then this is going to take you to the next page, where this is going to give you the option to select. This kind of gives you inside of your folder. So right now, we're going to start by naming your folder. So see how this is red up here? We're going to push settings here. And then I'm going to say SG, because I'm the only one with the initials SG. I can use my initials, or I can use my first name if there's someone with my initials, or you can use your last name. You just don't want to you don't want to pick something that has the same initials as someone or the same name as someone. So I'm going to say SG dash training email. And then business goal is going to be to hire. So I'm going to look at this email as I'm sending out to doctors. So my main goal would be to hire. So from here, go to the very bottom right and push save. Where it says audience, we're going to select our audience very last. The reason we do that is that if you have a specialty like internal medicine or family practice, where we have thousands and thousands of candidates, it could take a while for that to sync. So we recommend you create your touch point first. So again, journey is your folder and touch point is your email. So we're going to go down to the bottom here, the bottom right. You'll see create new message touch point, and you'll see create new database cleanup. Do not worry about create new database cleanup. You want to click on create new message touch point. So once you select that, we're going to go over, and it's going to give you the option to select what kind of email you're going to send. You're not going to do basic editor. you're going to import. The reason we're importing is because I create custom templates for each one of you guys after you're hired, so that all you have to do is go in and put the information in, and you don't have to worry about uploading your picture or any of your contact information. So this is an easy way for you to just search your master template, get that in there, and then put the relevant job information in there, and you're all good to go. We're going to say duplicate touch point. Now this is going to take us to the next window. It's going to give us the option to pick what touch point we want. So here I am going to select. Sometimes it takes a second for this to load. Me back there. So let's click duplicate touch point again. So we're going to duplicate the touch point. Shay, since he's new, we're going to use his touch point. So I'm going to. So this is going to open the journey, so the folder that Shay's touch points will be created under. So now, here we go. So now we're under Shay's touch point. So we're going to name it Shay Test Email. And then we're going to go down here, and as you see, sender name, that's already saved for him. I already put his email in there. All he has to do is fill in the subject line. So for example, what if he has a primary care, or let's say, let's say primary care in Montana, and then sign on bonus. So you want to put the location, the specialty, and then something that's going to grab their attention. So sign on bonus, definitely something that's going to grab their attention. And again, go through here and push save. So always on the bottom right of the page is going to be save. So always save. To walk away from this, then you can come back and find it. Okay, so now that was under basics. So now let's go to email. So for email, I have already created all of this for him. So he doesn't have to worry about uploading his picture, his name, his email, his phone number. I've already pre-programmed that into there for his master template. So I always do the master with video because video always works the best. I always want you to use your job of the day video. How you would do that is you would, once it's highlighted in blue, you would click on that and it says video URL. So we're just gonna kind of hodgepodge it. So it's gonna say hematology oncology. And so once you put that in, and you're literally just copying this top code, copy and paste it here, and you'll see a little preview here. If you use your video, I would say only do 5 to 6 fast facts and make them straight to the point and things that are gonna make someone wanna reach out to you. You don't wanna give them too much, only enough information where it strikes their interest and it gets them to call or email you so that you can get them on the phone or get them on an email so that you can sell them on the opportunity. So don't give them too much. And another thing that's really important that we've seen is don't write a paragraph. Do bullet points. And sometimes it's nice to highlight some of the more appealing bullet points. So say you have path to partnership or things like that. Those are things that the physician's eye to that and make them want to give you a call. Here on the title, so for my subject line, I said primary care in Montana, sign-on bonus. Well, the title is show underneath. When someone opens the email on their phone, the title shows as a little preview text. So you don't want to copy exactly what you wrote on your subject line. So here, just say, live and practice beautiful Montana. Once you're done, simple as that, less is more on these emails. You can always go to email and you can preview it. What would it look like on desktop? And you preview what it's going to look like on mobile. I recommend, so it looks great on mobile. I recommend always sending yourself a test, which is going to be on the right-hand side of your screen. So you say test send and send it to your email. Don't worry about choose candidate. That's irrelevant, just the send to. Then I'll push send and that'll come to my email and I can open it from my phone, my tablet, and my computer and make sure that it looks exactly like I want it to look. So now let's get out of preview mode back into build email. And so say we're all done here. Let's make sure we do the save again. So after every page you do or every change you do, consistently push save. Okay, now let's go to don't worry about survey. That's something that we're not gonna worry about right now. We're gonna go to scheduling. So for scheduling, you're gonna make sure journey activation, you're gonna say send. You're gonna say on a batch or on a date, but batched over multiple days. So this is what we found works best. Then if you want to start it today, it'll say, you're gonna have to change this to 5/4. And then during weekends, you can skip it so it doesn't send on weekends, and so it'll do that. I recommend sending on weekends because those doctors that are working Monday through Friday might have a better chance of opening the email on a weekend. And then pick your time frame. So if you're sending it today and it's already 12:19, I would say let's start it at 1 o'clock because you need a half-hour buffer. So actually, let's say 1:30 because we're not sure how long it's going to take for our audience to populate. So let's say 1:30 p.m. and then we'll have it stop at 7 p.m. The reason we're doing it this way is because we've had issues if you do a static date and static time and someone else has an email on that same date and same time, your email might get passed over and not get sent. So if you give the sense an opportunity to send it over a batched amount of time, the odds are your email is going to be sent out that same day or over the days that you pick. It always starts here to, way up to 5.5 million. It's not going to go to that. So we always move it down. You could even move it to 1 million if you need to, but just move this down. It'll slow things down if it's up too high. You can select a cutoff date. Say no, that means all sends will be estimated date below. If you say select a cutoff date, so I want all of these to be sent by Friday, which is the 6th. Oops. Or you can say the very next day, but I would say give it a couple days to send all of this. That you'll have a better chance of your email going out if you give sense a couple days to send the email. And so if you are on perm, I would say give it a couple days. If you're on locums, I would say give it 1 day and say the 5th, since locum has a higher priority to get the emails out. Then we'll go back over here to save. So we save our scheduling. And so now that we're done building the email, we've sent our test email, and we put our job of the day in there. And now we're ready to do the audience. I'm going to teach you one more thing before we go to the audience. Say you did not do your job of the day video, which we highly recommend, and you'd rather do a high-res image. You would delete this, and now there's a content block. You're going to go in here, and you're going to say image, drag the image here. You're going to browse. And if you're working in an area where you don't see high-res images in SharePoint for the area, reach out to our marketing department, and we will get to you. We'll get back to you right away with high-res imagery that you can use in your email. Sense automatically optimizes that high-res email image so that it doesn't take up too much memory when you send it out. And we definitely do not ever want to take any images from Google, because we do not have rights for that. So for right now, I'll just put this horse. I think this horse is beautiful. Could draw attention, but we always want to use high-res imagery. You don't want to pick things from Google, because 9 times out of 10, we don't own them, obviously, and they are not high res. And whatever we want to send out, we want to look as professional as possible. If you'd like to make the image a little bit smaller, you can always select this content property, auto width, and change it up. But less is more, so you're either going to have one picture or one video, so that you have a visual content, and then a little bit of text. If you're just using a picture and doing 6 to 10 items for your fast facts, max. And then if you're doing a video, because you're already explaining some things, don't do more than about 5 or 6 fast facts. And then again, if you make any changes, you decide you don't want to do the video, you do the picture. You want to make sure you push save so that you don't lose any of your information. You're probably sick of me saying save. I've said that a bunch of times already. So let's double check our basics. Shay test email. Here's Shay's name, his email, his subject line. If you're having trouble with your subject line, brainstorm with your coworkers, call me or our marketing department up. Your subject line is so important. This is what's going to get people to open the email and look at your content. If you have a horrible subject line, they're just going to delete you, or they're going to go on and unsubscribe right away. So it's really important that you put some thought and creativity into your subject line. And even in your email, really look at it as if you are that doctor. Don't look at it like you're the recruiter. Look at it like you are that doctor, because we're selling this opportunity to them. So now let's go back up here, and this is how we get back to the folder. So this is the email. This is already ready to go. The test is all done. Now we need to create our audience. So we're going to click on audience. Okay, so first add rule. Number one thing is we're going to select the category, because we're going to select what specialty we're going to be sending this Touchpoint, which is email. Remember, Touchpoint equals email, who we're sending it out to, and how Sense calls specialties is categories. So we're going to say category or categories. If you say just is, it'll only give you the option to pick one specialty. If you say is one of, you can say primary care, family medicine, family medicine, emergency medicine, family medicine, or go back to primary care, see what other options they have for that. So family medicine, internal medicine, and a lot of times when you pick family medicine, they do allow internal medicine doctors to come in there. So you can go in and select whatever you like. So once you select them, they'll show up here purple. If you don't want it, just double click on it again, or just click on it and it'll disappear. So family practice, so anything, so primary care, family practice, family medicine, those are all kind of the same. And so that is how you select your specialties. So you're going to say is one of, so it'll select one of these. So if you want to get a little bit more particular with these and send to only certain people, you can say add rule. You can say licensure, state licensure is Montana, since we said it's in Montana. Or you can say if they're willing to do, if they have 2 locations, you can say is one of, and you can say Montana. You can also say for locums, you would say, depending on your split, you would say last name. So let's see, last name of the candidate starts with one of, and say you're A through F, you would say A, B, C, D, E, F. And this is for locum tenens because they do have a split. So most of the time, instead of sending to all, they'll be sending to people within their split, which is last name. If you're in perm, you're not going to do that. Most likely you're going to be doing your specialty and state licensure. You can also just do state. You only want to look for people in a certain state. So you only want to look for people in Montana. I would recommend not doing that if you were doing something like this, because someone could have state licensure in Montana, but they live in Idaho, right? And so you're missing out on those people that are living somewhere else, but they are state licensed in that state. So there's many different rules that you can apply in this. And so I recommend you guys, once you are in here, you can kind of scroll down and see all the different options that are available for you to choose from. Let's just save it, and you'll see what it looks like when it's saving. So there's just going to be a little, give it a second, there's just going to be a little toggle here that's just circling, and it's generating your list. And now it's generating this list. And so now this is another good time while it's generating this list to go to your Touchpoint again. Maybe look back at your email, make sure it's everything that you want it to say, everything that you need it to be. If you wanted to add your Calendly, you could do that. You can add a little button that says, schedule a time to talk. So you can kind of mess around and look at this. Another thing you can also do is go to rows, add a row, 2 rows underneath here, and then you can even add a few more pictures of the location, a little bit smaller. So say change image, and let's put this guy in there. Right? And so now we have a little bit more, imagery. So imagery is really important. Please do not ever send an email out that just says live in practice with the fast facts, and that's it. Always have some kind of visual, whether it be your job of the day video or a high-res image of the location. That is so important to have a visual stimulant on your email. Please keep our Pacific Companies logo on the top. Do not move it to the bottom. This is because for some reason, if they look and they leave and they realize, oh wait, what was that recruiter's name? I accidentally deleted that email. Oh, you know what? They were from Pacific Companies. It gives them another thing to remember. And so it's not only just our branding, it's another way for them to remember who we are and what company we're reaching out from. And then your information will be down here at the bottom. If you wanted to get rid of this row, you say you just want that one picture, you would just highlight and you'll see it turn blue and say, say delete. So very, very, very easy. I don't need to save it because I didn't do anything, make any changes. So let's go back to our folder and let's see how our audience is doing. If you do notice that this is doing its little circle for more than 5 minutes, what I would recommend is go here and do a quick refresh, and then that will help kind of reboot this, and we found that helps a lot. So again, we can go back to Touchpoints, check on your email, check on your basics, double check that this is the subject line that you want. Double check your scheduling. You're doing it over a batch of days. You're starting it today. You're going to allow it to send on the weekends. You're going to start it at 1:30. You're going to end it tonight. You don't want anything going out past 7. And then the cutoff date is 5/5. So you're allowing it to go out tomorrow as well, just to make sure that all of your doctors get their emails. So it's going to start on a static date and it's going to end on 5/5, which is tomorrow. Okay, so let's go back here. Audience, it's still generating. Once it's done generating, you'll see a little, just a piece of writing here that says this is going out to 13,455 candidates. So you'll see exactly how many people that your email is going out to, which will help you when you do your training on analytics, which we're not going to do in this basic training 1A. This is just for you to get familiar with the program. When this is done, when the audience is done generating, so let's do this. Let's see if this helps if I do a quick reset. Nope, it's still going. When you're completely done, when your audience, it says audience creation in progress, so this toggle is disabled, but once your audience is done and is populated, you're going to push this to this toggle here. You're going to click on it till it turns green, and it's going to say your journey is now active. And then when you go into journeys, you'll be able to, so let me just search SG training email. You're going to be able to see that your journey is active. Right now it says inactive because we didn't activate it, but you'll be able to activate it. And then say you had to step away from your computer died, but you've been saving the whole time and you want to go back into your email, just click on here and it takes you straight to your folder where you can check on your settings, your Touchpoint, make edits to your email, check out your audience. If you want to make edits to your email, but your email has already been activated, you're going to have to inactivate it, make your changes, and then activate it again. So you are able to make changes after your email has been activated. So I did quite a bit of specialty, so it's taking a little bit longer than expected, but easy as that. So we're not going to sit here and just wait for this to populate. We're going to just show you that once that's populated, it's going to give you the amount of people that it's going out to, and then you're going to say activate journey, and that's it. And then say yes, you're sure you want to activate journey, and your journey will be in activation mode and scheduled to activate and send out for the time that we said, which was 1:30. You're going to go to journeys, search your initials or however you did your email, go here. You're able to copy your email. Say you want to send it again, but you want to just make a couple different changes, make it a little bit different. You're able to do it that way. So this is basically the introduction to creating your journey and your touch point, your email, your subject line, remembering to save, and activating your email. If you have any questions beyond what I've shared today, feel free to reach out to me anytime, and I would love to be a fly on the wall when you do your first email. So thank you for listening, and I hope this was helpful.